Hey you guys, what's up? It is Coach Nye with Storytime with Nye. This is part two of It Can All Be So Simple. Part one, we talked about letting go of things that we can't control. Part two, we talking about let be, learning how to stay in your lane and mind your business. And also how to deal with people that love to mind your business for you. Because I don't know what it is. I've never been that chick to care enough about somebody's business to mind it for them. Because my business was always a lot of work. So I can't even imagine taking on somebody else's. I mean, there's so many people in my life that have been in my life or have come into my life or I've met or in my life that love to mind my business. And they get it all wrong every time, and I just let them carry on. Okay? So, what happens when you're on your path and you're doing what you're supposed to do because you're tunnel vision? When you're on the right path and you're minding your business, you don't see the negativity. You don't see any of that. You're not going to stumble because you already have your goal set of where you're going. But the enemy will always bring that one person that's there to mind your business for you, create their own narrative about what your life is and how it came about and why you're doing the things that you need to do. And 9 times out of 10, it's a lie. Probably 10 times out of 10, it's a lie. It's something that they created to make themselves feel good because they can't figure out what you got going on because you're minding your business. So they create an illusion and then they spread that gossip. And people that believe it is because they want to believe something. It's always, I don't know why this is, but it's always fun to believe the lie than to believe the truth. People love to believe the lie instead of believing the truth. I'm more of a truth seeker. Don't come to me with nonsense because I want to know where you got it from. Because I'm going to call you out. That's how I am. But everyone is not like that. So how do you deal with people like that? How do you deal with people that love to mind your business? Okay? So I'll give you me. Well, for me, I learned to allow people to be people. I learned to, once you show me who you are, I believe you. Once you show me that you like to stir up mess, if I tell you the truth and you want to argue, because if I speak it, that means that I have the facts or I've seen it with my own eyes. And you want to go against me, I let you have it. I let you have it because there is no getting to you because you're one of those ones that the lie sounds more entertaining than the truth, so I'm gonna stick with the lie. But I wasn't always like that. I wasn't always that type of person. I would always, sometimes I would get irritated or I would act out or, I would say some things or I would give them a pass like, oh, well, I see the potential in this person. So maybe I'll keep them around. But now I got older and all the stuff I've been through in life, no, we're not doing that. Just get out of my face. I'm not doing it. I've always been a no-nonsense type of chick anyway. And, I've always showed up in my true, authentic self. I never tried to be fake. And because people didn't understand me and didn't know me, they thought I was being fake. And then when they got to know that that's just who I am truly good-hearted, and I'm just an honest person, then it was, they come back with the apology and they come back with these things saying like, my bad, I thought, well, we've been around people or, most people, hey, it's okay. This is who I am. But what I do is now I set up boundaries because disrespect is something that I don't take because I stay in my lane. And disrespect, I do not do well with disrespect because I was always taught to always respect the next man or woman until you're disrespected. And when you're disrespected, now you need to consider how you're going to handle the situation. Well, how I used to handle the situation before, trust me, I have grown. So now I handle it with grace. And I give you a pass, but I give you a pass with boundaries, because I'm gonna nip it in the bud, and it's no hard feelings, but that's just it. You will never be able to have a conversation with me ever again. I don't, that's just me. You can do it in any kind of way you want to do it. I've gotten older, and I learned how to, in situations that's negative, I learned to transmute them into a positive outcome, because I don't like the arguing. I don't like to fight. I just don't like the high pitchedness. My voice get raspy. I don't like it. It's very unattractive to see two women, or a woman and a man, just arguing or just going back and forth. Is very unattractive, and I don't like it. But that's just something how I do, and I've always kind of been that way, Now, it was moments in my life that I would go head to toe with you. I would fight. Yes, I would. I would fight. I'm just out there. But now, as I have grown and I've gotten closer in my relationship with God and learning to love myself like the queen that I should have always been loving myself as and seeing myself as, I put away those childish thinking that I have to put my hands on you or curse you out to get my point across. Now, I just have a conversation, or I don't. I just end it and just take my emotions away. Like, you can't get any of my emotions. I'm not even going to have a conversation with you. You can't, no, I'm not giving you any emotion. That's how you disrupt what they call a narcissistic person. You stop talking, and don't give no emotions. Going about your business, because you're minding your business. They chose to come mind your business for you, right? And also too, with that, I also learned that I had to think about my children, how my actions could affect my children, the family business, our finances, and other things, other actions that started to come, it caused me to stop being so aggressive. I became less aggressive till I got to the point that I learned how to deal with people with love, and that being my natural reaction. So during your self-love journey, you have to let go of what people think and say about you. As we discussed in part 1, people will do anything to pull you off a high horse that they put you on in their creative, negative mental space, in their mind, because you run rent-free in their mind. And if you don't think you do, trust me, when you're minding your business, you run rent-free in someone else's mind, because they cannot figure out what's going on with you. And so they put you on this high horse, and then they tear you down or create these false narratives and different things to make themselves feel good, so they can come around you. It makes them feel better so they can come around you. I mean, I always thought that was just so dumb. I mean, if that person irritates you so bad, you should not want to be around them, especially when they're minding their own business, right? So when you're starting to heal, you have to learn to protect your energy at all times. For me, no matter if I talk to a person, don't talk to a person, as we talked about, they run, you run rent free in their mind, and that's fine. The whole time while people are attacking me because I'm minding my business, I'm having more conversation with God, trying to figure out what's the next step. Asking God, like, what does the right next step look like, God? I'm waiting on Him versus waiting on the enemy to disrupt my path. So I walk in my path and stand in my lane that God, listen, walking in the path and stand on my lane that God created for me. God created for me. People, once again, the ones that like to mind your business, they would always say things like, well, if it was me, I would have done this. You should have did this. I'd have done this. And, my reaction used to be reckless. And what I mean by reckless is I would come up off my path to follow their path. And then I'm left out in the wilderness trying to navigate back to my path because they left me. And the reason why they left me, because they're on their path. And they know how to navigate in this wilderness because it's their path. So they left me because I don't know. This is not my lane. So yes, everything that I'm trying to build now is failing because this is not my path. I don't know. This is unfamiliar to me. This is not my territory. So then it would push me back a couple of years because I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a cycle and I don't know how to get out of it until I finally get to the point like, you know what, I surrender and God helped guide me back. But look where I could have been 2 years, 3 years from now if I would have just stayed on my path. And that's the most important thing, staying in your lane. The enemy job is to destroy and disrupt everything. His whole job is just to disrupt us. Anything that we have, that God have for us, the enemy is going to disrupt it and try and pull us off that path. But you have to learn to stay in your lane. If people want to mind your business for you, let them. You're not in control of what they do. What you do is you do what God tells you to do and let him shine through you. Let him show you off. You don't show yourself off. Let him show you off. Because those same people that's standing down there looking up at you now while you're feasting at your table, they're either going to, and some may even come to you and say, well, how you doing? Because I want to learn, and be genuine. And some are still just going to create a negative narrative about you, and that's okay. But you don't come off your throne to get down there to address them, to explain to them how you got where you needed to get, and how did you do it? That's not your job. Your job is to heal, do what you're supposed to do, carry on with your mission, and let God do the rest. So we're going to close out here. And if you haven't purchased your Trinity Walk to Self-Love journal, please use the link and get your journal. And if you're new to this platform, this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. I ask that you continue to follow and share. And for the ones that's been following and sharing, thank you so much for tuning in. I ask that you continue to follow and share as well, okay? And as always, if no one told you today, I'm going to tell you I love you and I'm proud of you. This is your journey. You can do it. We are a team. This is where we have an honest, true conversation, okay? And we help each other. This platform is nothing but love. We will just push the agenda of love, 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 motivate each other. When you listen to us or when you walk away, I want you to feel good. I want you to feel love. I want you to embrace that, okay? So remember to pour into yourself, then pour into others. Love you guys. Bye.